Well, welcome into another exciting episode of The Scene. I am your host, Bubba Starts, and with me today is singer, songwriter, and mobile barber, Lucas Miner. Lucas, welcome to the show, brother.
What's up, brother? How's it going?
It's going great, man. It's going great. Pleasure to connect with you here and kind of hear a little bit of your story off camera. And we did get to speak a little bit last week, but glad to have you here on the show. I'd like to give you a chance to just kind of tell everybody who you are and a little bit about what you do, and then we're going to talk about that new song and album you got coming out.
Yes, sir. I'm Lucas Miner, mobile barber, songwriter, singer, all the things, producer. I got my own independent record label I'm working on getting going. I got a five-song EP that just released yesterday called Shape of a Rose. It's really awesome. I got a bunch more songs, but I just wanted to get something out for my fans, and I connected with you, Bubba. I don't know, probably a year or so ago. I've been kind of following you and watching, and I was eager to reach out, man. You got a lot of cool stuff going on. Super grateful. We got the mobile barbershop though. It's really cool. People can go on to clipcaddy.net and there'll be pictures on there. It's really cool. It's in a ProMaster van, and we got a barbershop on wheels, man. We're the Uber Eats of barbering, bro.
Well, that's awesome. And you're serving around the Nashville area, correct?
Yeah, we're servicing Columbia, Tennessee and Spring Hill, Tennessee Wednesday through Saturday. But on Tuesday, we're trying to grow right now. So we're servicing Franklin and Brentwood on Tuesdays. And we're just closed on Sunday, Monday, like normal barbershops.
That's
Really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I love that you have such a unique, kind of day job, I guess you would call it. A lot more than that. Like, how invested? When you speak of it, you say very ours, but are you a barber that's working for a company, or do you kind of have a stake in the ownership of the vehicle and everything too?
Um, so I'm not an owner. I'm just owner of the skills, but I am the glue that holds it together. Like without me, there wouldn't be a clip caddy. So I'm not like downing. Like I just work with a concrete company, and they really believe in me, and they kind of just set me up to do what I wanted to. Man, they really it's crazy. They say that a stranger will make you rich. I don't know. That makes sense. It makes sense.
Well, and it's nice to have people out there that believe in you. Were the people who own the concrete company, are they also fans of your music?
Yeah, absolutely. They're fans of whatever I got going. They love me, man. It's pretty cool. They're fans of my music. They're super supportive, and they've really helped me in this journey, man, of like trying to change my life. You know, being a nine-time loser, being in the pen, addicted to drugs, homelessness, like traumatized little broken-hearted Midwestern boy, and coming down here to the South in Tennessee, it's kind of helped me grow to become a better version of myself. And on this journey, encountered some really cool people that really want to help.
Yeah, incredible parallels between our two lives. And even now, where we're both kind of on this, on a straighter, narrower path than we ever have been, and seeing the successes of all of those things. I'm a songwriter myself, Lucas, and now my day job, I guess, is doing this, right? Is running this podcast network. And continuing to find other avenues inside of the media space to not just help artists, but and not just make a name for myself, but to help artists like you that are out there grinding. And it's just such a tough gig if you don't have other people believing in you,
Oh yeah,
So shout out to your backers and to these people that have been supporting you. And you can feel free to shout them out too. You never know
yeah,
who's
yeah,
listening, might need some concrete work done in Tennessee.
yeah. H&J Concrete, man, they're the best in the business. H&J Concrete, yep. Really great people.
Awesome, Lucas. Well, you said you just released this EP, The Shape of a Rose. Tell us about the what kind of music that you're writing and what this EP kind of sounds like.
So it's pretty cool. So I kind of have like the blues deep in my soul and soul music, and I love country music. So it's country vibe, but you're gonna hear some hip hop influence in there. You're gonna hear a little bit of everything in my music. Um so my favorite song on there is actually the name of the EP, Shape of a Rose. But there's a wide variety of stuff on there. There's one song on there about drinking beer and kicking ass, bro. And There's a little bit of everything on there. Just in 5 songs, I got another song called "Excellent Choice." It's about how like you could be on your journey and like can't find anybody who like believes in you or supports you, but there's that one person, man, and he believes in everything you do, and he tells you everything's an excellent choice. Sometimes he's just a drunk guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. So I wrote about this dude, and yes, sometimes they have a brown bag in their hand.
Yeah,
Um,
the saints come in all shapes and forms along this path that we've walked, and no doubt, just because someone in the throes of addiction doesn't mean they're going to tell you something that doesn't change your life. You
yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right, and it's so easy just to discredit what they're saying. But truth be told, like I found that a lot of times those people will be the most honest. They got nothing to hide. They got nothing to hide.
Man, Lucas, that reminds me of a story. So, along my journey, I ended up as a very young man, 21, 22 years old, down on Venice Beach in California, right there on the California coast, and busking every day. And occasionally, I'd have a beer when I was playing or whatever. I kind of played in front of the little restaurant there. Shout out to the Venice Bistro. I don't know if it's still called that or if it's even there, but there was a older gentleman named Abraham, or at least that's what everybody called him. And Abraham come up to me one day, totally out of the like, just out of the blue, and we'd had conversations and things, but just came up to me and was like, "God told me He doesn't want you to drink when you sing," and it was just like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, all right, Abraham, see, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it led me to, 20 years later, finally kind of waking up to that and being like, I'm not the same person when I'm drinking alcohol. I'm definitely not the same performer as I am. And for whether God told him or not, I have to believe that he did because he was right. You
Yeah.
know, it's incredible, man. I love these stories that come from the streets, man. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
definitely where you came from. I know you kind of glossed over a little bit of your past, um, but kind of take us back. How do you feel like your past and those hard times? How do you feel like that shaped you as a man that you're sitting here with me today?
That's a good question. Um, so you've been to prison before, and you know how like you can't move wrong in there. Like there's people that will hold you accountable, and a lot of times they don't have keys in their badge. I'll say that in this journey, some of the best people I met were locked up, and there's some really big helpers in my journey. I got one mentor I kind of use now, and he had committed murder, and he's not sorry. He would do it again. But he's a changed man. Like it was a justifiable murder, I believe. And I kind of use him as my mentor now. And he's out and he's done his time. He wouldn't take anything back neither. He told me, he's like, I would do it again. The same thing in the same situation. I would do it again. And I'm not going to go too deep on the story, but I believe he's justifiable, and I'm not a judge or a juror, but I do know the difference between right and wrong. Um, but and he has a different spiritual beliefs than I do, but similar, and which is awesome because a lot of those things they kind of come together. And like a lot of times, instead of just I would let me slow down. I would process things a lot differently if I never went through those things. I would just rush through everything, and I wouldn't take the time to actually feel or listen to other people. I never had the opportunity to find out who I was until I was in a situation where all I had was myself and God. And it has a way of, the, and I'm not saying everybody's journey needs to have prison in it, but I never had any idea on like who I was or how talented I was or creative until all I had was that. Um, and I'm gonna say it's not easier to go through those changes. It is better, but it is definitely a lot harder, and you could probably relate to that. It's not easy to, man, I used to be like the worst liar, bro. I would be like, I would lie about anything, dude. And now I have this hunger for just like truth and honesty that I can almost feel when someone's lying to me. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough to not speak out in those moments too, because then I might just be called crazy, you know? But I never had any type of
Yeah, Lucas, you sharing about your time, and I think it's important for people to know that, it ain't just the chains in a penitentiary that keep us shackled, right? I mean,
right.
it can be any kind of addiction that doesn't send you to prison, especially now, a lot of our young men addicted to pornography, addicted to substances. A lot of people never make it to prison, but, especially alcoholism is just so rampant in our society. I feel like there's definitely been a shift probably since, 2020, 2021, right? Where people are starting to get healthier and willing to take an honest look at themselves inside of all of those things. But it's important to know that, a lot of people are still in chains, whether they're in a penitentiary or, locked in a bad relationship. I know you mentioned some relationship issues of your own, which who hasn't had those. Um, Lucas, so how as a songwriter, are your songs, I feel like you really speak from the heart when you talk. Is your songwriting process the same way? Are you trying to come at the songwriting the same way you come at life now with a brutal honesty?
Yes, yes, and I'm glad you brought that up. Absolutely, man. And this song, my favorite song on the EP is called "Excellent Choice." Wait, I mean, second favorite, whatever. But this song is vulnerable, man. It is vulnerable, and it might be the most vulnerable I've ever been publicly. And I did it in a song form. But yeah, it's how I write, man. I like to take those raw emotions and put them on paper, bro. I got some good songwriting content now with this breakup I'm going through, man. And I think that's where the best music comes from is those raw emotions. I mean, I don't write much of the I'm not much of the like party songwriter. I mean, I got one song about kicking ass and drinking beer, but um I'm not I don't really party, so I don't really catch myself writing too much about that, you know? My songs are more like healing journey-ish songs, man. And you'll hear a little bit about Jesus in my music too, but I'm not religious though, if that makes sense.
It makes
Um,
perfect sense to a guy like me.
yeah.
So you got a 5 song EP, Shape of a Rose. You say your favorite is the title track off the EP. I'm so excited for you, man. This is the first music you've released in a while or at all?
Um, this is my first release at all. I'm gonna do some a bigger release later on, but this was just to suffice my fans because a lot of people are gonna be like, bro, when are you gonna drop some songs, dude? Because especially being out here in Nashville, there is such a deep talent pool, man. It's so beautiful seeing all these talented people, man. And like there's some singers, some guitar picking dude. Like I'm like, golly, and I'm supposed to go after him. It's awesome, man. It really challenges me to be better. Um, uh, I think that my songs will be you could hear it in my voice, man. It's all my soul. I'm pouring it out in this music. You listeners listen to them. You'll hear what I'm saying.
Well,
Um,
I can't wait to do just that, Lucas. I appreciate your time with me today. I appreciate you coming on here, sharing a little bit about your personal story. I already know we're going to have you back on our sister show, the Get Better Together project, and let you share a little bit deeper, in depth on your story and your journey. But thank you for coming on the show and thank you for being part of the scene.
it's an honor, man. Thank you.